Don't forget to charge your batteries before leaving for your trip, or you could end up stuck in the dark, like me. Hey folks, thanks for tuning back into the Colonial RV channel. Joe Welch is here with another service tech tip video. Whether you're going off-grid or boondocking, your power system is now relying entirely on your batteries, so it's important to know the capabilities of your 12-volt power. Today we're going to go over some power-saving tips for the next time you decide to use your Airstream or your RV. Are you ready? Let's go. Sure, you can plug in at the campground, but if you want to get off the beaten path, you're going to need to keep an eye on the electricity that's going to power your adventure. Whether you're using standard, AGM, or lithium batteries, you're going to want to conserve their charge for as long as possible. While a lot of these tips and tricks seem rather obvious, it's the small changes in your RV lifestyle that can save you enough energy for when you're off-grid. Make sure you plan ahead when you're traveling and you not only charge your RV, but you charge up your devices ahead of time. Your travel trailer comes with an electronic battery disconnect switch. By using this switch, it'll protect your batteries from some parasitic draws and shut them off. This, however, won't prevent it from being charged by your 7-way, your solar panels, or if you plug the trailer into shore power. In colder weather conditions, avoid parking in the shade and keep your awnings rolled in. That way the sun can get through your windows and warm up your RV, kind of doing a nice greenhouse effect. And another solution that'll keep away from the heat exchange, leaking out of the RV, is if you do a skirting solution underneath the Airstream. They have ones that inflate and just fill that dead space. That way no breeze will get underneath and ultimately save more of your energy used for heating. Remember to utilize your solar panels during the day. While you're likely already harnessing free energy from your roof-mounted solar panels, it is important to keep them clean so they can operate at their peak performance. Dust will naturally accumulate up here while you're traveling and even when you're just sitting in storage, so remember to come on up and keep them wiped down from time to time. So you might not have a solar display like the Victron Energy one I have here in your Airstream, but this one is helpful to see not only the battery voltage I have accessible to me, but also the voltage I'm getting from my panels and the usage that I have of the panel voltage I'm pulling right now. So you can start shutting off some 12-volt appliances inside, like bigger draws like a fridge, for example, and you'll be able to see this increase actually. That way you're charging your trailer more than you're utilizing your 12-volt. A helpful tip for you is when you're not utilizing your pump, actually turn the switch off. Typically, you get to the campground and if you don't have that water supply at the campground or wherever you might be staying, you'd turn your switch on and you'd utilize the water as you need it throughout the day and just have your switch on with your pump running for you whenever you need it. It actually will save you a little bit of voltage if you shut this off and only turn it on as you need it. So if you happen to go to the campground and turn your furnace on, it's also going to use that 12-volt fan to circulate the hot air through the cabin. So once you've hit your desired temperature inside, it would be smart to turn your thermostat off entirely. That way it's not going to kick your 12-volt fan on when you're sleeping or when you're not using it, and therefore conserving a little more energy. You also want to think about that when you're running your water heater. If you're no longer using it, you might want to shut it off entirely. That way it's not using energy to kick back on and off as it needs to reheat the water. While most models come standard with LED bulbs, not all units are created equal. If your unit is still using the standard incandescent bulbs, it would be wise to change them to the LED lights as they are high efficient and they use less amps. Or you could use no power at all by simply shutting them off when we're not using them. More and more often we're seeing these 12-volt DC fridges in our Airstreams, and these are fantastic. They're very electrically efficient and they're very low energy consumption, but it is smart to get it powered ahead of time before you go out on your trip, and it's smart to have the food that's going into the fridge already cold before you load it. Also, you don't want to be too often opening the door and looking through and just keeping the door open when you do so, because that's going to bring the temp inside down a lot quicker, and now the fridge is going to have to work twice as hard to bring it back to the temp it was just at. Whether you're an experienced RVer or just a beginner, you'll quickly realize that we take that unlimited power we have at home for granted. These tips will help you make the most out of your battery life and out of your RV. And before we end this video, we'd really appreciate everyone hitting that like button or subscribing if they haven't already. And if you found this video helpful or you have any questions, please leave us a comment below or reach out at colonialairstream.com. Our phone number is 800-265-9019, and my name is Joe Welches. And I hope to see you all again in the next Colonial Service tip video.